Hi guys, welcome to another update on the Gosport Junction Railway. I know quite a few of you may have seen the first video that I did, kind of giving an overview and an introduction to my my model railway, but might not have caught much else. And so I wanted to kind of do my first proper sort of discussion about it. Basically, the Gosport Junction Railway is a plan that I've got. It's the ultimate layout for me. I want to do an N gauge, and I want it to, certainly the plans at the moment are for it to basically go from the road arch over the line just past Brockhurst Station and to extend right down to Gosport Station with the two branch lines of the Lyon-Solent line and the Stokes Bay line. So that's the plan at the moment. However, that may change depending on what happens. Now, just to kind of give you a little bit of information, basically at the moment I'm studying for my Masters in Security Administration. If I get that, we may be moving, we may be staying put where we are, and depending on what we do, depends what happens with the railway. Now, if we end up staying, and my wife has sort of given me the okay for this, that if we stay, we are going to end up building a 20 foot by 20 foot garage, basically, with a second level above it, which will be mine. And that'll be my man cave, as it were. Possibly a little bit chilly. I don't know whether we're going to heat it or not, but those are finer details that will work out close to the time. But basically, it means I'm going to have and I do wargaming as well, so I'm going to have to sort of split it half and half. So I'm going to have basically a 20 foot by 10 foot space for each of my hobbies. So with a 20 foot by 10 foot space, my plan is to have the layout possibly even go from Fareham Station right down to Gosport, incorporating the two the tracks, the two branch lines. So that's my plan at the moment, but we're still very much in the planning stage at the moment. Now, I was on eBay probably about a month ago now, and I was just having a scan through, and I was looking at N gauge engines. Now, I found one, an LSW T9. Now, it's perfect. It fitted the time criteria that I needed for the Gosport branch line. Sorry, for the Stokes Bay branch line, and it was the engine that I wanted, the T9. I've even got photographic evidence in this book of T9s running on the Gosport line, so I was very excited. It was coming from Australia, good price. The only thing it said on there was that motor not included, therefore did not move. So I thought to myself, okay, well, and I checked and I checked and I checked, and I'm not sure whether I just didn't check well enough or whether the descriptions changed, but basically I got it. And I found out that it was an N gauge. And not only did it not have a motor, which I knew about, but I don't think it's ever been intended as a running engine. I thought, when I was reading it, I was thinking, it's a model railway for going on the track and moving that just is missing a motor, and I could replace that. Well, that's not quite the case. So I now have what I think is possibly an 00 gauge T9. I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm going to keep it as a lovely display piece. It does look lovely, but it isn't the engine I wanted. So I'm kind of now back to square one. I thought I'd made a start on the layout by getting my first engine. I hadn't, so we're going to go back to the beginning and start again. But I definitely have my eye on the I think is the N class. I think is one of the engines. There's also the M7, which I plan to get in a southern livery, so that I can run the Lyon-Solent branch line with the M7, which it was actually a very popular engine and used quite often on the lead branch line. I will probably either use that M7 on the Stokes Bay line or see if I can find an LSWR T9 in Engage. Now I believe Union Mills, I believe that's the company, make one in Engage, and I believe they actually, it's either Southern livery or it's LSWR livery, but I'm looking at that one as well. I think the the M7 is Dapple. I think Dapple make it. So that's my other plan. Now, carriages wise, I was kind of doing some research. The only carriage that I can seem to find that the Southern used, which is probably what I'm going to primarily be running, is the Mansell carriage. So I'll probably get a couple of those. Certainly maybe one or two for the Lee line, maybe one or two for the Stokes Bay line, and then probably 2 or 3 for the main line. I did wonder about possibly getting those some teak carriages. I think they're known as Greasley carriages, and from my research it looks like they only operated on one of the northern lines, maybe the Midlands line, but not sure whether I could just use them anyway for the for my southern line. So I've got to do a bit more research into what carriages I could use. Particularly, I'm thinking of the branch lines, and because they were much earlier in history, they kind of were more handcrafted, beautifully wooden carriages, beautifully decorated. So I'm a bit sort of in two minds about that. So yeah, that's really it at the moment. I'm gonna. Oh, actually, I'd tell a lie. At Christmas, I'm going home and going to be meeting up with my best friend, and we're going to do a little bit of shopping and visit some model railway shops. So hopefully in the new year I'll have another update with a bit more progress, and I can show you what I've got then. So for now, thank you very much for watching. If you've liked this video, please like it. If you've got any comments or any helpful information, which I'd really appreciate, please put it down in the comments box. And if you've seen this video or any of the others and you really like them and want to subscribe, please feel free to. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you soon. Okay, bye.